everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Swoon Worthy, the podcast dedicated to period dramas. We also love to cover nostalgic films, fairy tales, and fantasy films, often having a historical context. Our topic for today checks off all of those boxes. Today we're covering Peter Pan, the beloved story by J.M. Barrie that has been adapted countless times, perhaps most notably Disney's animated version. But today we want to focus on an incredibly magical and nostalgic live-action version from 2003. Along the way, we'll talk about the play and novel by J.M. Barrie, the author's life, which was translated to film in the 2004 Oscar-nominated Finding Neverland, all of the Disney adaptations, and perhaps a couple more. My name is Carly. My co-host for today is my dear friend Stephanie, who has covered many swoon-worthy topics with me in the past, from Moulin Rouge to The Sound of Music, from A Room with a View to The Secret Garden. Hey, Steph, how's it going?
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. We really get to cover some great movies, don't we?
We do. I mean, we've been at this for a couple years now, so
Yeah.
lots of fun things to talk about. Yes, and our super nostalgic movies tend to be favorites among our listeners. So after we did the Secret Garden episode, we got a great response to that one, and we were brainstorming on similar movies, and it was your idea to cover this 2003 version of Peter Pan. So I wanted to turn the floor over to you to share what you love about this movie.
Ooh, yes. I'm glad you mentioned The Secret Garden, and you and Tommy also covered A Little Princess, which is
Hmm.
another favorite. This movie really falls in line with those two for me. I think
Hmm.
it came out about 10 years after those two,
Yeah.
and it definitely is different, of course, but it still has this same sort of magic to it that those movies have. And I just remember watching this movie over and over once it
Oh.
was available. I think it captures this feeling of wanting to grow up, but not wanting to let go of being a kid so well. This feeling of like going through puberty, I think it handles that super well. And yeah, I know I had the biggest crush on Jeremy Sumter. I wanted to look like Rachel Hurd Wood. Just such a great movie for like a young teen,
Yeah.
and it really just had everything. So yeah, I've always, thought about it, always wanted to watch it for comfort, just like The Secret Garden and A Little Princess. And
Oh.
I think it has so much quality to it. Like it's just a really good movie.
It really does also bring the story, the original story, to life just in a beautiful way, an authentic way. I'll admit I didn't watch it as much as some of the other ones we've covered,
Mhm.
but I feel like when I hit that certain age, growing up, like middle school, I was kind of a bit of a brat, and I was probably trying too hard to act like a grown up.
Yeah.
Whereas s- even in high school and then definitely in college, I became a full Disney adult and started being obsessed with Disney movies again. So I almost wish that it had like been released either a little earlier or a little later for me.
Totally. I can see that. Yeah. Yeah. Because we were probably about 14 when this came out,
Hmm.
14,
Hmm.
15. And yeah, that's a tough age for like wanting to watch Peter Pan, I guess. But I think, I don't know, it just really connected with me. I think the actors are our age. And I was like really into like the behind the scenes stuff
Hmm.
on DVDs and whatnot.
Yeah.
And this movie in particular has a lot of like great behind the scenes footage that you can find online because like there's so many physical elements to it, like so many fight scenes and stunt work and stuff. So I don't know. I think there's just so many things that I loved about it that I just became obsessed. I don't really know why, but yeah, I think you and I were very different at that age too, probably. This was a
But
couple years before we met, but
this was before we met. But you know what? I love it now. I also just I remember the trailer almost more from that time period. It had a
yeah.
big effect on me, just the trailer.
I know. I watched it the other night because I remember that it has Clocks by Coldplay, right?
Yes.
It's so iconic. Something about this trailer, yeah, it's so iconic, and it has like that movie trailer voice in it, you know.
Hmm.
Um,
And this
yeah,
was back when Coldplay was cool and good. And like early 2000s, you know, that song, I remember not having heard anything like that song before, like Clocks.
Right. Yeah, that's so true. It worked so well. The music is so great too. The music will
Oh
take you
yeah.
straight back to like watching it as a young teen.
Yeah.
I think this movie does such a great job of like it really does tell you the story of the book in the time period, but it does also feel like kind of modern in a way. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. It's like
Mm-hmm.
very camp and yeah, I mean, we're gonna get into it, but yeah, I don't know. I loved it so much.
No, it's really beautifully done. And I just reread the book. You know, it's not a long read. And, you know, originally, let me grab it and hold it. I like to hold my books when I talk about it. You know, it originated as a play in 1904. And then it was translated in 1911 to a novel. And then in 1929, Sir James and Barrie, he gave his copyright to the Hospital for Sick Children, Great Ormond Street, London. So they had the copyright. And when I rewatched the Disney movie recently from 1953, there's even on the title card a mention like, thanks to the Great Ormond Street Hospital for letting us take this material and use it. So I thought
Aw.
that was cool.
That is cool. I
Yeah.
remember I read the book after this movie came out because I
Uh-huh.
hadn't read it as a kid. So I was like, I'm going to read it. And I remember at the time thinking, wow, this movie was a great adaptation of the book. Is that how you feel?
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean, a lot of the lines, the dialogue are here,
Hmm.
and there are slight changes. For example, Wendy in the book, she's not really given any, you know, fight scenes or like wanting to be a pirate. Instead, it's like the opposite. She's just disgusted by the pirates kind of thing.
Ooh, yeah.
She doesn't want to fight. And then I like how, you know, to me, that's a positive change that they gave her a little bit of that swashbuckling, adventurous personality in the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like this movie also, it really is kind of, I mean, it is from her perspective. She narrates
Right.
it as an adult. And I love that we kind of follow her journey of growing up but not wanting to.
Yeah.
One thing I do remember about reading the book that I wasn't expecting, I
Uh-huh.
think because we grew up with the animated version, was like the tension between Peter and Wendy.
Hmm.
It was just like I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like this crush that we all go through, I think, when we're like going through puberty. It's a weird feeling and I just remember being kind of struck by that when I read the book, and the movie does that
Oh
so
yeah.
well.
They lean into it, I'd
They
say.
really lean into it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's more a more grown up version, I guess, of Peter
Yeah,
Pan than what we were used to, except it's still like age appropriate kids with
it is.
age appropriate content.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like it doesn't, you know, take it in a weird direction at all.
No.
It's just like, yeah, the crush-like stages of when you're a teenager, when you're a young thing. In the animated film, it's a little more one-sided as far
Mhm.
as, well, all the women, all the females kind of flock to him and like him, whether it's, you know, Tiger Lily or Tinkerbell or the mermaids. So, and and that's also in the book where it kind of just says something like, well, all the girls are just kind of jealous and it's, you know, that's a
Yeah.
little bit interesting, but yeah, and then I was reading some article saying like the love triangle between Peter, Wendy, and Captain Hook, and I was like, whoa, I didn't think about that. That's a little deep for me. I don't want to think about that.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, I mean, Captain Hook is obsessed with him, so
Yes, and played by Jason Isaacs in this, pretty
oh my
swoon
gosh.
worthy, actually. Wow.
Incredible. Also, yeah, can we shout out the wig? Like he wears this wig like nobody else.
Wow.
I mean, come on, he's worn some iconic wigs in his time, but this one in particular, when I was rewatching it, I was like, dang, like he looks so great, and I don't
He
know how.
does. He does. I think the first time we see him too, he's like shirtless. And then he's got the hair and it's just like, oh, that's Jason Isaacs. Now as an adult, I'm like appreciating him more.
Yeah.
And then I think I read or saw that he did say he loved making this movie. It was one of his favorites.
Yeah, I read that it was like one of his favorites that he's done, and he loved that it told this coming of age story of Wendy.
Yeah,
So that's kind of cool.
that is cool. It's nice to hear when the actors enjoyed the movies. I think he also said he had a great time working with the director. Sadly, it seemed like it was a bit of a flop at the box office because of Lord of the Rings: Return of the King being a competitor, which is sad.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, you can't compete with that. One of the greatest movies of all time.
I
But yeah,
know.
yeah, that's crazy. I remember seeing Return of the King in theaters, but I don't
Same.
remember if I saw this in theaters.
Same,
But I,
exactly. It's really strange because, like, my mom actually got my sister, brother, and I out of school early to go see Lord of the Rings.
heck yeah.
So it is funny to have that memory and then not like I feel like watching this at home was my memory.
Yeah, same. Watching it with my sister at home. That's what I remember.
Yeah. Okay. So we've been talking a bit about, our personal connections, the impression we had, more recently watching it. Let's just talk a little bit about the director, the writing, the screenplay, the costume design. So directed by PJ Hogan, who
Hmm.
also directed My Best Friend's Wedding.
Yes, and Muriel's wedding. That's such a hard name to say, Muriel, for me.
Muriel.
But Muriel's wedding with Toni Collette. Have you ever seen that?
I haven't, but I think I
Oh
need
my gosh,
to.
you do need to. That movie is wild. It's a
Oh my gosh.
classic.
Okay, I need
But
to watch it. And
yeah,
Toni Collette is great.
she's, yeah, amazing. And we get to see her be Australian in that, so that's great. And I think this filmed in Australia as well, so PJ Hogan, he must be Australian.
That makes sense because he also co-wrote the screenplay The Dressmaker, starring Kate Winslet,
Mhm.
which is set in Australia.
Yeah, makes
Okay,
perfect sense.
so now we're putting two and two together. And the screenplay was also, written by PJ Hogan and Michael Goldenberg, who was the writer for one of the Harry Potter films, Harry Potter Order of the Phoenix, 2007.
Oh, interesting. The angsty one.
Yes. Very, very correct there.
Makes sense. That's cool. I think the writing in this movie is really good.
It is.
Like again, it's very camp the way that it's carried out, but like the dialogue is so iconic. I just think it's so
It
good.
is. The writing, and I mentioned it's a lot of it is taken directly from the source material. And I feel
Mhm.
like J.M. Barrie, his writing, it actually kind of reminded me of Ian Forster a little bit, who wrote Room with a View and Howard's End. It's like witty and clever, a little
Mhm.
whimsical, silly. It's like, I don't know. And it was around the same time period. So I
Oh,
don't
I love
know.
that.
Yeah, it's so fun. Very fun. Costume design, Janet Patterson, four-time Oscar nominee, three of which are Jane Campion films.
Oh,
Period.
wow.
Yeah. So The Piano, Portrait of a Lady, and Bright Star, which is one of my favorites. So that costume designer, unfortunately, she passed, but like her filmography is just incredible.
Wow, that's really cool. Just like we were talking with The Secret Garden, I just love when people like that do movies like this.
Yes.
Like that's what we need in like kids movies. These
Yes.
incredible people, bringing their talents. But yeah, I mean, there's some great costumes in this movie. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was something I was just really zooming in on this last time of, this more recent time of watching it. And
Mhm.
on my Instagram account, Period Drama Style, sometimes I have costume contests and polls and all of that. And for the pink dress, a lot of people are always like, the pink dress worn by Mrs. Darling, Olivia Williams in
Yes.
this. So,
Oh my gosh. I
yeah.
was obsessed with that dress. I think I even remember like drawing it, like sketching it.
Oh,
I just like the cut of it and like the sparkly fabric around the
yes.
shoulders. And she also is just like so insanely beautiful.
I think this is the prettiest she's ever looked, and she's a beautiful woman, but I mean, she just something
Right.
about the hairstyle,
Hmm.
the style of dress, the makeup, it's just she is glowing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that dress is something else. My gosh. It's that really sent me right back.
Oh yeah. And then, I loved we had to get the Captain Hook red, and Isaacs puts it on at the towards the end of the movie, the red that
Mhm.
we've seen in the Disney film, the red that we know Captain Hook will wear. And I'm
Mhm.
glad they almost didn't go with like a bright fire truck red. It's almost more of like your deep red, kind of your Keira Knightley, Anna Karenina red. Did you kind
Mhm.
of notice the shade was a little more crimson dark?
Yeah, it's a little darker. It's like kind of multiple colors of red. I'm sure you can't see it,
Ooh. Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, I can actually.
the hat is so, so cool. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's a deeper red, and then the feathers are like a bright fire engine red.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, the that coat so beautiful.
And it's
And like
got like gold embellishments,
yeah,
right?
the brocade, like the gold,
Yes.
it's so cool. Yeah, the
It
detail. I'm sure there's so much detail that we can't even see.
Yeah, I know. It almost didn't focus on it long enough. There was one close up and I did see like a red jewel even on Sodon and I was like, "Ooh, I want to just stare at this costume in real life."
Yeah, I
And
know.
then when, in a scene shortly thereafter when the kids return home, I noticed that Mrs. Darling is wearing a red robe, almost that same color red robe, and I wondered if that was an intentional color choice.
Yeah, I it probably was. Yeah, I noticed that as well. It's so interesting. I always want to know like why they choose because they're so intentional, of course. Like there's a reason for everything. So I yeah, I would love to know. I would love to know those choices.
And it's kind of fun. We don't always talk about costumes right at the top of the episode, but this is kind of fun. So we got to talk about our star, Peter Pan. His leafy costume. I
Mhm.
really like what they did with it, what they went with in the play, it's referred to as autumn leaves, and in the book they're called skeleton leaves. And I think they kind of did both of that here. It's really, really beautiful. And you've been looking at some Instagram pictures of the costumes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think some of his costumes have gone up for auction recently or in the
Mm.
past couple of years. I've seen pictures of that. But yeah, there's an Instagram account. I believe it's Peter Pan Movie 2003 is the
Nice.
handle. I could be a little off there, but they post a lot of great behind the scenes stuff and costumes. So you could probably get a closer look at costumes there. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, you know what's crazy is Jeremy Sumter's TikTok came up on my TikTok feed today,
Oh,
and it was him talking about the costumes because he had a massive growth spurt during the
yes.
filming of this, which is kind of like legend of this movie because they had to like remake so much stuff just to make him look the same size. But he said he had 16 different costumes made
Whoa.
because of how much he grew. And so his costumes are just floating out there somewhere, I'm sure. Hopefully they have some like archives so that they can like display them and stuff like that. But yeah, I definitely have seen one go up for auction at some point. I don't know
Yeah.
if it was his, like if he owned it or what, but yeah, it was crazy to see him pop up and I was like, "Oh my gosh, we're talking about you tonight."
That's so funny. Yeah, I can't even imagine like they were filming this movie and he just kept growing and he's supposed to be a boy who never grows up, so it's just kind of funny.
It is funny. Yeah, the opposite was happening. You can kind of tell that they do look older in
Yes,
some parts.
yeah.
They did a great job of like, of course, trying to cover that,
Sure.
and I never noticed when I was younger, but I did notice this time around just because I know the lore. It was it was
Yeah.
cute.
And then Wendy, I mean, she is just a doll in this. Like she's so perfect.
She is. She's such a good little actor. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I loved her. I just think she's so beautiful and such a great actor, so smart and capable.
Yeah.
And
To carry a film like this at such a young age because it's titled Peter Pan, but she really, as you said,
it's
it's
her
her
story.
story. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love her in this, and I think they really highlighted her and her talents very well. And like you said, I'm glad she got to do more like physical stuff, just like Peter. And
Yes.
um, yeah, she's funny, and all these kids they had a lot to do. She and Jeremy in particular,
Oh
they had
gosh.
so many emotions to go through, and a lot of like very subtle emotions too, like a lot of unspoken
Hmm.
dialogue between them. And I thought they just did it so well for being so young.
No, they really did. Yeah, some of their looks and smiling at each other, it's just so endearing and sweet. And then, I feel like her hair is almost the star of her look because she's kind of just wearing a plain white nightgown the whole time. That was
Yeah.
my one thing with the costuming. I was like, they couldn't have given her, because it is a fantasy
Mhm.
film, just some, and they drape a few leaves over her at a certain point, give her a belt, but it's like, a different shade of color for the nightgown, a little pop, a little something, you know?
Yeah, that would have been cool to like transform her a little bit to make her like a pirate or something. Give her a hat or like a cape or something, a jacket.
Yeah, and the same white nightgown the whole time. I mean, I love so the animated film, the blue nightgown to me is just lives rent free in my mind. So I was hoping for something that would just be the one little critique is just I wish Wendy had a little more costuming, but her hair is beautiful.
It is. Yeah, I hear you on that one for sure.
This story set in London at the beginning, at, the Edwardian era, the words we see on the screen right from the beginning mirror that what's in the first part of the book. All children grow up except one. And we see Wendy telling a unique version of Cinderella. That's a key plot point in the story is that she's a storyteller. And that's
Yes, I
why
love
Peter
that.
is interested in her, really.
Yeah, yeah, that's what draws him all the way. He has to travel far to come here, by the way. I forgot that they travel through space.
Yeah, they do.
But yeah, it's sweet that he comes to hear her stories. I love that. And she tells all the princess stories and all the boys want to hear them.
Love it. I mean, why wouldn't they? And yeah, I was thinking this the other day. I was like, yeah, she has the two brothers. I wonder if the story would have been a little different if she had a little sister or something, but I don't
Hmm.
know, just a random thought. Of course, J.M. Barrie, he befriended five little boys. So it makes sense that he has the two boys. And then you can imagine that Sylvia Llewellyn Davies was perhaps the inspiration for Wendy,
Hmm.
who is, a mother to all these children. And there's so many references to Wendy being a mother to the Lost Boys. So I just think that's really sweet.
Yeah.
We learn that she's not yet 13, which I thought was interesting. And in the book, they don't really go into the ages as much.
Hmm. I am glad that they said how old she is because it's a tough age and we see that.
Yeah.
Like we've all been there. You know, it's a weird age to realize like, oh, I am becoming a teenager and like there's different expectations for her at that time. They want to send her off, to like a girls' school or something to learn
Hmm.
manners and all that.
And then you have this added Aunt Millicent character. She's talking about getting her married and like she's almost a woman. And that's pretty crazy. That's not necessarily in the book, but of course, in the book and in the movie, the 1953 Disney movie, she must have her own room. So it's like this
Mhm.
growing up from being with the children, the siblings, to her own room. This is pretty crazy. Of course, when we were younger, I remember like you always wanted your own room. That was like the goal.
Yeah, the moving out of the nursery and how big of a deal
Uh-huh.
that is. And yeah, that's a big change. Their little
Yeah.
nursery is so cozy.
See, and I knew you were going to want to talk about that because I remember like some previous episodes, Secret Garden and Sound of Music, you always reference like how cozy the rooms look sometimes. So let's talk about
Yeah.
this for a second. It's
Yeah.
really, really warm and fuzzy in there.
It is. Her bed is so pretty. Did you notice her
Oh,
green bed? My
yes.
gosh. Yeah, this is some incredible set decoration. I think it's so, so well done. It's so messy, like a
Yeah.
kid's room.
Lived in.
Really, yeah, it's lived in, exactly. And it reminds me of the Disney World ride. Like, how can it not?
Yes. Yes. That is such a
I
cute
think
one.
yeah, it felt similar to that and the magic of that. And yeah, I love it. I thought it was so well done.
The foot of the bed where there's a couple scenes with her and Peter, with Wendy and Peter, with
Mhm.
the heart cut out and it's almost like a gold and there's paintings on it of maybe some angels or something. It's just so pretty. I want it so bad.
I see it now. I see hair. I see like
Yeah.
their hair and like a billowing skirt. Okay.
Yeah, I'll post a close-up picture on my Instagram because I really wanted to take a screenshot of this bed. It was so beautiful. This is a scene here where Peter comes to visit. His shadow, of course, has been split from his body, stuffed in a drawer, and he's coming back for it. So it's like he's visiting again. He's trying to get it. Tinkerbell's with him, of course. We got to talk about that. Or let's just go there right now. Okay. My only other critique, because I love who doesn't love Tinkerbell as far as like the Disney animated Walt
Yeah.
Disney created Tinkerbell. She is
Yeah.
the Tinkerbell, right?
Mhm.
And I love this French actress. Her name is Ludivine Sagnier. She's been in a French period drama, Molière, which is very good, highly recommend, the Netflix series Lupin, and other things. But I wish they had gone like not so silly.
Yeah, I feel ya. I mean, she did a great
She
job. I'm sure
did.
it was difficult. She was probably just like in a green room somewhere doing all this, right?
Right. It's a little over the top silly, whereas like I love my sassy Tinkerbell,
Yeah.
you know?
Maybe like somewhere in between her and Kylie Minogue as the Green Fairy in Moulin Rouge.
I was thinking
Somewhere
of
in between.
her. I was thinking of Kylie Minogue as the Green Fairy. I was. So exactly. Like we don't need to go full Moulin Rouge, absinthe
Right.
fairy, but we need a little more sass, less like childlike silliness for Tinkerbell.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense for this version of Peter Pan, like he would find her funny, but I was just going to say, I'm sure the actress did a great job with the direction she was given. It just,
Yes.
yeah, there's something about it that I think just doesn't jive with us
It
as
doesn't
adults.
feel right. It just doesn't, it feels like a little lacking because the animated Tinkerbell is perfection.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. They just now all of a sudden I'm thinking about talking to Peter Pan at Disney World, and he and my mom had a whole conversation, and he I mean, they talked for a long time, and he brought up Tinkerbell so many times. And so, yeah, I'm just like, who would be the perfect Tinkerbell for this Peter Pan?
And I think that I really liked her look and like the messy hair. I liked the outfit. It was
Hmm.
really just like as you said, like the direction she was given to be all crazy. And then also we have to talk Hook. So I just rewatched Hook
Hmm.
from 1991, the Steven Spielberg. We have Julia Roberts as Tinkerbell.
Oh, right. Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've seen Hook. That's
And
so crazy.
that I think was a miscast. Apparently she got a Razzie Award nomination.
Oh
So
my gosh.
I feel like they're struggling to find a live action Tinkerbell because the animated one just makes the most sense because it's a fairy, you know?
Yeah, like maybe she should have just been CGI or something. I don't know. Yeah,
It's
it's tough.
tough. It's
It's tough
tough.
to cast a person who can play Tinkerbell.
And in the play version, oftentimes if I'm not mistaken, it was just like a light that moved around the stage.
Right. And that makes sense too. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I love the sound she makes when she
Yeah.
flies.
Oh, yeah.
All the fairies.
Yeah, so not to detract from, we love this movie. It's more like it's Wendy and Peter's story.
Right, right. I do love the first time that he shows up in the nursery and Nana catches his shadow. I just
Yeah,
think it's so cute. And also like the pacing of this movie is so good.
it
The
is.
action starts happening right away. And so yeah, the first time he shows up, it's just exciting.
It is exciting. He's out there. And yeah, I mean, love the character of Nana, usually a Newfoundland dog, Newfoundland, but in this case it's a Saint Bernard. I love all dogs, so I'm not going to discriminate.
Yeah, I mean, I would love nothing more than to have a dog nanny. And apparently the Newfoundlands, they really were used to supervise children. I read
That's
that.
awesome.
The dream.
That's
A
so
dog
cool.
and a cap. Yeah.
Yes. And I like the
Yeah.
animated one so much. Like,
She's a Saint Bernard too, right?
oh, you're right. She is. So maybe that's yeah, they were basing it off of that. You're so right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Mr. Darling just kind of he's he's kind of grappling in the book with like having a nanny that's a dog. And so he's a little tough on Nana and he locks her outside. And that scene in the animated movie where he like fills up the water bowl and like talks to her, like I don't know. I think about that scene a lot, and whenever I fill up the water in my dog's bowl, I like think of that scene.
Oh, I love that. That's so
I mean,
cute.
the amount of times I've seen the animated movie, it's a lot.
Is it one of your favorites of Disney movies? Because it's definitely one of mine.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
top five probably of the
Yeah.
classic Disney animated movies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I don't know what it is. It's so good. It might be like the London of it all, because you and I
True.
think we both like have always loved like seeing, other places and other time
Yeah.
periods, and it just like really gives you that. Whereas the other ones are kind of ambiguous as to where they take place. But
True. Yeah, also, so the shadow has to be reconnected to Peter, and I love him playing, trying to get it on with the soap bar. Of course, that doesn't work. So Wendy has to sew it. And they're just so cute. Their first interactions are just so cute, so sweet. She's definitely crushing from the get-go.
she is, but she keeps it together. Like she's so sassy and smart, and he's kind of dumb, like I kind
Yeah.
of love how they portrayed that because it's the
Yeah.
truth. Like that's really how it often is with young
Yeah.
girls and young boys. But yeah, this exchange is so fun, and I just love the moment where she wakes up and he's floating above her.
Oh my
That's like,
gosh.
I mean, when we were that age, that was like everything.
I know, and I love how they have the ceiling painted like sky
Oh my
clouds.
gosh. Yes. Yeah. Oh, it's so cool. Yeah,
It
they
is
really
cool.
like made it so magical. They made it realistic, but it still like
Yes,
adds to the whimsy and the magic of it all.
100%. He convinces her to go to Neverland with him. She kind of says, "Oh, well, let me wake up John and Michael. Let's all go together." She's being a good older sister, and of course, in this movie version, they're pretty quick to think of the happy thoughts and fly, of course, with a little pixie dust as well. And then she's kind of like a little more hesitant, but he does say mermaids, and she's like, "Oh, heck yeah," which I would be as well.
Yeah. Yeah. The mermaids. It's like that movie, The Waitress, My Mermaid Phase. Do you remember
Yes.
that?
Oh, of course. Love that. That's so funny.
Yeah, it's so cute. This whole scene is so cute. I wanted to say John reminds me of Paul Dano.
Oh, yes. He would have made a great John.
Yeah, right. And also like he could have played a young Paul Dano in some movie. I don't know, but we
Yeah.
love Paul Dano here and love this kid's energy. And Michael, little Michael, is played by Anna Popplewell's little brother. And we know Anna
Yes.
Popplewell from the Chronicles of Narnia movies.
Yes.
So that's
Susan Pevensey.
Susan's little bro. And it's because she auditioned to play Wendy and he just came with her and he got the job. That's
Oh,
so crazy, right?
that is so crazy. I mean, Narnia also, the amount of times I watched that movie.
Yeah, right. We haven't covered that, have we? Like you and
No.
Kayla haven't covered it?
No.
Yeah, we love us some Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe over
Yes.
here. We've gotten to see some of the costumes from that
Yes.
movie. Oh, yeah, so cool. But love that little bit of trivia that he is her little brother.
No, that's so good. I'm glad you mentioned that. I think that Wendy's a little hesitant. She's got her big sister head, on, and she's like, maybe we shouldn't go. And of course, leaving your parents is going to be a difficult thing. And they're loving parents. She comes from a loving household, even though they're being persuaded a little bit by the aunt to maybe have her grow up a little fast. And Mr. Darling is being encouraged to, start making connections with his work and at the office.
I did love Mr. Darling practicing small talk. I thought that was so funny. Jason Isaacs, he's hilarious in this.
Yeah. But I feel like she is hesitant to leave them. She's thinking about them. They have a loving relationship with their mother earlier in the scene when she was about to go to the party and she's in the pretty pink dress. I love that comment where the boys say, about the night lights, and she's like, "No, these are the eyes that will guard you while I'm away." And then they have a little moment where they're sitting on the bed together before she leaves, and you can tell maybe there's a little more tension with Mr. Darling and the kids. And she says, there are all kinds of different types of bravery. and your father has made many sacrifices for his family.
As she says, Mr. Darling has put his dreams away in a drawer.
Ah,
And I
yes.
just thought that was so, well, it's such a beautiful way to, beautiful and sad way to describe like what it is to be an adult sometimes. Like
Hmm.
when you know, become a parent and everything, you have to put all of your dreams aside. And it makes you wonder, what are his dreams?
Yes.
You know, because in this other world, you know, he plays a pirate, you know, he plays Hook. So, yeah, I've always kind of wondered that with Mr. Darling, but I just think that scene is so cozy and sweet.
It is sweet. Sometimes you think of families in earlier time periods maybe not being as like warm and open and close, but I feel like this family has that. Then they're kind of almost thinking, oh, maybe I should be a little more distant with the kids, like, hiding the kiss away, Mrs. Starling, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
I love it.
yeah, so I don't know. It's really the parents are interesting, and I think maybe because you and I are getting older, Stephanie, like we're also more interested in these characters than when you're a kid. You don't care about them. They're just parents.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, they're probably our age, or we're probably older than them, for goodness sake. Yeah, it is really interesting to think about them. But like you said, I do love how they interact with the aunt and what she's saying about Wendy growing up. They kind of gasp and they don't want it either.
Right.
Like they want everything to remain the same, but you know, she has a point that she is getting older. So yeah, it's a really sweet little dynamic that they have in this family.
It is. Also, like her not being, she's almost 13 makes me think of Romeo and Juliet a little bit too.
Yeah. Oh,
Because that always blew my mind knowing that Juliet's 13, and
yeah.
yeah,
Crazy.
crazy. Oh, also Miss Darling when she leaves for the party and she puts on that cape with the fur.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So
Ugh.
fabulous.
That shade of pink, it's almost like bubblegum pink or like a little bit of a lilac-y pink. It's so
Mhm.
pretty.
It is really pretty. Yeah, it's just kind of an interesting choice too for this event that they're going to and for this movie. I don't know, but it's just magic and it works.
It totally works. Oh my gosh, it is a magical shade of pink. So, we've been kind of jumping around, but I think we're back to the point where they're about to jump out of the window and fly to Neverland.
And John, back to my Paul Dano point, he thinks of Napoleon to fly. And we just
Ah.
covered War and Peace, and Paul Dano's character at first loves Napoleon. So, anyways,
I love the connection. We get it. And our listeners who listened to our previous episode, they'll get it. Too funny. Yes. And the Disney animated scene when they're talking about thinking happy thoughts. I mean, that is just such a perfect Disney movie scene.
yeah, it's the You Can Fly song. Is that what
Mm-hmm.
the You Can
Mm-hmm.
Fly, You Can Fly?
Yes. And I mean, this is the dream. I'm also just now realizing that I have this window here, and I'm wondering if like I chose this room with this little window because
Because of Peter Pan.
yeah, I don't know, because I wanted this room really badly for myself.
I
Anyways,
love that.
just came to mind. Okay, so they go flying through London. They don't spend too much time in the London skyscape. Pretty soon they're in space.
Yeah, they got to space real fast. I totally forgot about space, but it works. They made it work. I mean, it looks like it's from 2003, but it's still cute.
It is cute. And the music during the scene is really amazing. Part of
Oh,
me in the back of my head was like, does clocks come on from Coldplay during the scene? No, but it is a beautiful, uplifting song.
yeah, it is. It's such good music. I really, really love it. And yeah, the part where he like goes down to the water.
Yeah.
I guess they're in Neverland at that point, but yeah, it's just so cute. And they're all like holding on to each other's feet, and
Yeah.
his Peter like shows his foot to John, and it's real dirty. And yeah, it's cute.
And he forgets who John is at one point, and that's in the
Yeah.
book. He's kind
Yes,
of
he's so
forgetful.
forgetful.
Who are you?
Yeah, he does such a good job of that. I love it.
That's cute. I'm glad they kept that part. Then we have, you know, going to get your glimpse of the island and the pirate ship down below. So this is where we see also where when Peter's on the island or at Neverland, it becomes spring. The winter
Mhm.
breaks, the storms go away, and that's why we get our pirate ship scene and the uh the sidekick, Smee, thinks is like Peter Pan's back and he goes to tell Captain Hook, who is a shirtless Jason Isaac sitting
With
there.
tattoos, yes. We'd love to see it.
It was interesting when I watched Hook and I was like, couldn't tell who the actor was playing Captain Hook for a second. I had to look
Mhm.
it up. I was like, who is this guy? He looks familiar. It's Dustin Hoffman,
Yeah.
but it didn't look like him to me.
You're right. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
those were wild costumes and hair and makeup in that movie.
the production design was really cool. And
Mhm.
Bob Hoskins plays Smee, and like the two of them are really good together. I did like their scenes, and apparently they played it as if they were like an old gay couple. That was like the story they had in their heads that they've lived together for so long and like
That's really cute. That's funny.
yeah, and historically, Captain Hook is played by the same actor as Mr. Darling. And so that's
Mm.
definitely like, we mentioned it before, but it is a good choice that they did that here. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think always fun to like if something is written as a play to like honor that and honor the traditions of the play if you can. So I'm glad they did that. And Jason Isaacs, perfect choice. I mean, he's
Wow.
such a good villain. He just is.
He is. Then he does play the cute father too with the glasses. He really just like, oh, he's so cute.
I know.
All right. Tinkerbell tells the Lost Boys to shoot Wendy down. Wow, she's quite the jealous pixie.
Yeah, she's intense. The Lost Boys are really cute. We have George Mackay as Curly.
Yes.
Love little George Mackay. If y'all haven't seen 1917, what are you doing? Go watch 1917. He's incredible. But love seeing him here and his crazy hair.
Is he in that Captain Fantastic movie?
He is, yes, he plays Viggo Mortensen's son. Oh,
That's a
that
good
movie,
movie.
it's so good. I don't know why it touched me the way it did, but it
Yeah.
did. And when I watched it, I had to watch it like three more times within the span of a
Oh,
week.
that is such a good underrated movie. And I don't know, I always think of him in that role, and they feel like a little bit of like a Lost Boys family.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, definitely those vibes off the grid. But yeah, he is fantastic in the movie.
Yeah. Wow. Yes. And were any of the other Lost Boy actors? Do you know any of them?
No, I looked them up and I don't think many of them have done other work.
The one who played Slidey or
Yeah,
Slightly,
he looks familiar.
he looked familiar and he kind of stole the show. He was like, I loved his line delivery. He was cute, but I don't think he did
Yeah.
anything else after this.
I don't think so either, but yeah, he was really adorable. And he gets to shine at the end a little bit, I think.
Yeah. So they want Wendy to be their mother because that's what Peter brought her there for, to tell stories. Because it's like in Peter's head and then the Lost Boys' head, mother equals storyteller, a little bit of cleanup, perhaps, a little bit of, giving the fake medicine. That's really all they want, and she's going to fulfill this role for them. And they also, of course, have all lost their real mother, which
Yeah.
is sad.
It is sad. Yeah. It's such an interesting thing. Like, you think you want to be away from your parents, and then when you're all by yourself, just with a bunch of little boys, you realize how much you miss those things. So, yeah, she comes in to be their mother. I love it when she like introduces the idea of medicine
Yes.
instead of spanking, right? I think he
Yeah.
wants them to be spanked.
Yeah. And she's like the sticky sweet kind or something.
It's so good. I love the writing.
I love that made me think of in Mary Poppins when they give the medicine and they change colors. I love
Yes.
that.
Rum punch.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Disney stories are just like entwined in our heads. Like, yeah.
1000%. Like, yeah, I think about them so often. I
Yeah.
was thinking about Mary Poppins the other day and I don't remember why. But yeah, it's funny how these stories, they're just like a part of us.
They are. And Alice in Wonderland for me, and I always think I do tie Peter Pan and Alice together a bit because of like similarities with the author and the escapism and yeah, and then the actress Catherine Beaumont, the voice actress, played Alice and Wendy in the Disney movies.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, yeah,
That's cool. And she looks the same too, like the animation. She kind of has
yeah,
the same face.
yeah.
But yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I think I was thinking of Mary Poppins because I was thinking of this and reading the books. I read the Mary Poppins books
Oh,
way later as well
yeah,
because of I don't know why, but I read them as a teenager and yeah, all these like classic children's books are so great.
they really are. I took children's lit in college because I just really,
Yeah,
really loved reading them as an adult. So, yeah, I have them kind of around here.
that's cute.
Yeah. Of course, we get the other iconic Peter Pan characters in here. We have the crocodile with the ticking clock inside of him. We have Tiger Lily, which is you got to tread lightly on this subject because in previous adaptations, of course, they didn't cast it right. I'm thinking of Rooney Mara in that really strange Joe Wright version I've
Mm.
never seen.
Oh, I forgot about that movie. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that movie. I did
Yes.
see it. Wow. Weird. Yeah, it's even in this movie, I was kind of like, oh, this whole
Yeah.
part,
I
I
know you
don't
kind of
love
like, yeah, you're
how they
kind of,
address the Native American. I don't even know if they're supposed to be Native Americans. Like, we don't know. We don't know. It makes sense
yeah,
that the kids would, play
yeah.
pretend, right? That totally
Because
makes sense.
we grew up in the 90s even going to school for Thanksgiving and like half the room would dress up like pilgrims and half as
Yeah.
Native Americans.
Yeah.
I'm sure they don't do that
So
now.
yeah, I hope not. But yeah, we sure did. I'm pretty sure I played a Native American. And yeah, it's wild. But again, it does make sense that, these little British kids would play
Oh
pretend
yeah.
and pirates and, as they call them, Indians would be there and be part of their imagination.
Well,
So
I
I
think
tried to remind myself of that.
historical context, I think everyone had a fascination with the Wild West stories too.
Of course.
Yeah. And the British, of course, would have had less familiarity with it. To them, it was just this faraway land, almost a fantasy world for them, the Wild West. Whereas in America, it's like in our backyard, or it was.
Right. Yeah, it's like a whole complex thing for us. Yeah, it is interesting, but I think this little actress who plays Tiger
Yeah.
Lily is great, and I love that they made her so sassy and like,
Yeah.
she's just a really cool character in this. So,
I read she's a Canadian actress, Carson Gray, and she was of Indigenous descent.
yes.
And she was speaking Iroquois in that
Yeah, I
part.
read that as well.
Yeah. Other quintessential Peter Pan characters, we have the mermaids, of course, in this version, they're dark creatures.
Yes.
Did you
I
like
loved
that?
them.
You like
Yeah,
that?
yes. I think if mermaids exist, this is what they would look like. They'd look kind of scary.
Yeah.
Except these ones are beautiful. Let's be real, these are like supermodels, but but they did a really good job of the makeup on the hands, and I like how the
Yes.
one like reaches out to Wendy and touches her. And they will like grab you, and pull you in. I think he says, I don't know, I
Yeah.
don't remember what exactly he says, but I do think they have like very ominous energy, and I loved it.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
probably didn't, huh?
No, no, no. I mean, I don't know. I'm torn because I do like dark things and I do like, they're probably playing on the like the sirens, luring
Mhm.
people into the water. It also kind of reminds me of the Harry Potter Goblet of Fire mermaids too, a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think of that.
But
Interesting.
yeah, but on the other hand, I just love the Mermaid Lagoon scene in the Disney animated Peter Pan. The mermaids are so pretty and they have seashells in their hair. They splash Wendy, and one of them is like, "We were only trying to drown her."
I do want to just take a moment to appreciate the sets. We talked about the bedroom,
Yes.
but the pirate ship, super cool.
Yeah.
I love the pirate ship. We see the little Lost Boys clubhouse, also very
Yes.
cool. It's like a tree. It's like, I guess, like the under part of a tree, and I
Uh-huh.
think they did a great job of that. And Peter has his own little like hammock. And and then we're kind of to the part where they get to the Black Castle, and
Yes.
this is also really cool. It's like a big cavern, um, really like murky and dark. I love it. And we get to see the scene where Peter comes to rescue them.
Yeah.
He fights Hook, and I may have already mentioned it. Oh yeah, because I was talking about the behind the scenes stuff. But there's so much fighting in this movie. This
There is.
kid, I mean, he was like in harnesses like crazy,
Oh,
doing all these fight scenes. But I love the part where he pretends to be Hook. It's a perfect Peter Pan moment. I mean, the mimicking, and yeah, this whole scene's just so funny.
yeah. No, it's a good initial fight scene with Hook and Peter, and they get away thanks to the crocodile.
Yes.
Um,
And Tiger Lily is with them too. So
right.
they're all kind of like saving each other.
Yeah. Yeah. And Tiger Lily kisses John, which is a little interesting.
Yes. Yeah, that is interesting. But he respects her. So
Yeah, but I mean, again, you have to think John's probably also growing up and getting to that age where that's part of his, journey too. So it's just they're all at this age where,
yeah, it's the puberty thing. I think again, I think this movie captures it so well in a way that like takes it seriously but also makes it kind of funny too at times.
yeah, and it's quite innocent and yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. And then after they escape the Black Castle, the crew is kind of over there, and Peter and Wendy go off into the forest and they see the fairies
Yes.
dancing, and then they fly dance themselves, and it's so sweet.
Oh, it's so magical. All the fairies are so cool. I love this scene where he takes her to the fairies and they're in like this sea of like elephant ears, like caladiums, I guess they are.
Ooh.
This is when we need Sunny. She could probably tell us what they are. But you know, it's so magical, this like forest floor. And then yeah, I love the sound that the fairies make when they
Yeah.
fly. It's just so magical. And like you said, they float and they look so like the lighting is so cool. It makes them look like angelic.
Yes. No, the choreography there with that scene, like I just picture Wendy like kind of floating. Yeah, it's just really, really magical. And then off to the side, Hook is seeing this and is talking to Tinkerbell, who's been banished. And we get a little bit of his character here because he's really saddened by this. Like the way when he sees them, he's kind of thinking to himself, like, I'm alone.
Yeah, it is interesting to see how he's affected by it, and just Jason Isaac's range is so great here too because he's so over the top, but in
Yeah.
like the most perfect way. I
Yeah.
think it just works. But yeah,
And then
I don't
it,
know the love triangle thing that you brought up earlier. Maybe that makes sense here.
yeah, and later we're going to see how he tries to get Wendy on board with his, pirate crew and he uses Wendy. It's all very interesting. But of course, back back on this scene, Wendy and Peter start to talk about make believe versus reality and feelings, and it's like, ah.
Oh yeah, that this hits hard as as an adult. Like you
Yeah,
know, the not wanting to have feelings, and you understand both of them so well.
yeah. You do. You can empathize with both of them, and
But Peter is very frustrating.
I know, but that's him, like that's I think the main problem I have with Hook is that that would never happen. Like he would never leave Neverland and grow up and become Robin Williams. Like he's supposed to be this boy who refuses to get in touch with that side of him and grow up, and he's forgetful and all that. And like, yeah, that movie is just so interesting because I watched Hook a long, growing up, and I just remember watching it with my siblings, and Robin Williams is so funny, so great. He really is good in
Mhm.
the role. But then it always just bothered me because I was like, Peter Pan would never leave Neverland. This is false.
Yeah. I mean, Neverland's, it's like, is him, you know?
Yeah. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I thought this scene is so well done. Their little argument that they have, and I do love, absolutely love when Wendy says, "I will not be banished."
ooh, yes.
It's such a great line delivery. And I feel like maybe it was in the trailer at some point. I don't know.
Yeah. She's so strong and a good Wendy. Like they did a good job with her character. And then Peter, they fight. He flies back to London to peek in on the situation back at home, and he sees Miss Darling. She's, you know, she's sitting there in her rocking chair. She's just got the window open. She's waiting for her kids to come home.
Yeah, and she's dreaming of them.
Oh,
So
she's
sad.
so sad. She's so pretty and just sweet there. And then Peter shuts the window because he's feeling really frustrated right now with the situation. Wendy maybe wanting to go back to reality. And I love his line where he's like, "We can't both have her, lady," or something like
Yeah, that's exactly what it says. We can't both have our lady. Yeah,
that.
it's so cute.
That was in the book, that line.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. Also, I wanted to mention, why do you think Peter Pan is always American?
Right, right. And not British.
Do you
Well,
think it adds to his boyish charm?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
yeah, a good little American boy. I don't know. The adventurousness, I don't know. Something about
Yeah,
that. Because, I mean, if you think too about the fascination with the Wild West, I mean, it almost makes sense too. Yeah.
such a character to them. I think it makes sense for him to have a different accent.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah,
Hook kidnaps Wendy. I like the way they did that with the little hut and removed her and brought her back. Like that's so cute.
it is really cute. Yeah, it's that little hut is really cute. Like she just found it and went in there to cry.
Yeah.
Then she wakes up on their ship.
Yes. And Smee keeps offering her liquor and cigar. Too funny. They speak about growing up and feelings. You know, Hook is just saying Pan is so just that Peter is, he can't love. This is what he says.
Yeah. He knows exactly how to get her,
He
like
does.
how to get her and her feelings.
Yeah, and he charms her about becoming a pirate too. And she's like, if I did have a pirate name, it would be Red-Handed Jill. That's
And he's
cute.
like, "Yeah, okay."
That's cute. And so in the book, John, that's John's line where he's like, "Oh, if I were a pirate, I'd be Red-Handed John or Jack, Red-Handed Jack." So they also took that to add to her character being more adventurous, and I love that change.
Yeah, I do too. That's a really cool choice.
Yes. They release her and say, "Oh, we won't follow you." Yeah, right. Because the whole time, Hook and his pirates are trying to get at Peter Pan's hidden secret hideaway. So this was their newest ploy. Back at the hideaway, John and Michael have forgotten their parents. And yeah, that's kind of crazy to think that Neverland can do that to you, but that's how it works. It's magic.
Yeah. She's like, "We gotta go." And they get scared and they're like, "Yeah, we gotta go. We gotta go now."
Yes, and the Lost Boys want to leave too. So Peter says, if you wish. Um, and she tries to convince him to go, and he says, "Well, I have to go to school." She's like, "Yes," and then to an office, yes, and he's like, "Nope."
That
And
really hit hard. Ugh.
oh, that yes. Oh, yes. Whoa.
Gross. Yes, stay, Peter. Stay.
You do not want to go to an office.
You don't want to go to an office. Trust us, Peter.
Oh my gosh. We do see back at the pirate ship Hook choosing his hook for the occasion. Love those
Mhm.
scenes. Like that's in the animated too. And I always loved he puts like a ring on one of them in
Yeah.
the animated. I just, oh, I love it.
Yeah, it is so cool. He's such a cool character.
He really is. because he's a great villain. Of course, he's not the scariest of all villains. Like but of course Jason Isaacs plays it so well. And
Mhm.
then we see him in his classic red costume, which we talked about earlier,
Mhm.
coming up. Oh, also I wrote down they zoom in on his boot at one point. It has like a gold skull and crossbones on it. It's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. All the details. I wish we could see these costumes in real life
I
because we've gotten
know.
to see a lot of cool movie costumes in our time. These I want to see.
Yeah, and at the Disney exhibit we went to in Arlington, it had like the Jude Law version costumes, but I didn't see that movie or that yeah, it was a movie. I didn't see it, so I didn't really care about it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's crazy. But yeah, we need to see this Hook costume. But yeah, and
Totally.
then Wendy leaves medicine for Peter that almost is his end.
It really is. And funny to see him being like, oh, I won't take the medicine and I don't want to, give in. And then he's like, oh, I will do it for her. And that flower cup is really cool. That like,
It is,
yeah.
yes. I love, yeah, it just like adds to the whimsy and like the forest that they live in is so cool.
Of course, Hook creeps in because they all kidnap the kids up above ground. He creeps in, puts poison in it, and Tinkerbell flies in. Oh, oh my gosh, you have a flower cup. Love
I
it.
am drinking from a flower cup. That's so funny. No poison.
I need to fly in there and save you otherwise. Yeah, so Tinkerbell flies in to save him, and yeah, she takes one for the team. She loves Peter, and her light is fading, is dying out, and it's so sad. Of course, this is a very climactic moment in the play. Like this is probably the climax of the play, thinking back to the scene in Finding Neverland when they're calling on all the kids in the audience to clap and say, I do believe in fairies. I do, I do.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a good moment. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it so much. I do believe in fairies. I do. I do. Everybody say it with us now.
I know. And, that's just the goal of the story is for all the kids to chime in. It's just so sweet. It's the perfect child play.
Mhm. Yeah.
Interaction and belief and magic, faith, trust, and pixie dust, if you will.
Yeah.
And in the book, I wrote down exactly what it said there, just to give a little bit of insight. We see Peter saying this out loud, and then like Wendy catches on and chimes in, and then it shows all the London scenes of the kids in the bed. So in the book, it says, he addressed all who might be dreaming of the Neverland and who were therefore nearer to him than you might think.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So it's
It's so
like
beautiful.
they're channeling.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I love it. Yeah. It's just like the magic of being a kid and of believing and how important that is. That's what this whole story is about, like not losing that imagination, that whimsy.
Yeah.
And I think this moment in the movie, it just kind of makes you feel like a kid again. It makes you want to chant with them.
Oh, yeah. No, it's so perfect and they capture it perfectly here and just yeah, the writing is perfect too. It also makes me think, yeah, just what you said, like trying to not lose that part of you when you become an adult. And I think that's why there's a song that's always spoken to me and my sister. It's by Arcade Fire, the song Wake Up,
Yeah.
where it's like, children don't grow up. Our bodies get bigger, but our hearts get torn up. That song was used in the trailer for Where the Wild Things Are, that movie from the 2000s, and it had a huge impact on me, like the trailer. So this is just another example of a movie trailer being a core memory. Yeah, you don't need to harden your heart when you're older.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so hard. Yeah, it's hard to maintain that spirit though as you get older. But that's what it's all about, you know? You can't put your dreams in a drawer, right?
Mm,
Like Mr. Darling. Yeah, it really does make you think.
I know, I know. So, then the sky's clear. Tinkerbell lives. Hook realizes Peter's still alive and gets Wendy to talk about Peter's fascination with the fairy tale stories, like Cinderella, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, the love stories. It's like he's trying to still get at her and get at Peter and cause, frustration here. And then Wendy and Michael kind of led on about the happy thoughts and the pixie dust making them fly too. Or she, no, she
Oh
says about the
yeah.
happy thoughts. Someone speaks up about the pixie dust. So it's almost like maybe in this story, Hook didn't realize that those were the special ingredients to make him fly, which is interesting.
It's almost like he seems like flying is like the ultimate superpower. It's like what's going to make him happy. It's what's going to make him powerful, like Peter.
Mhm.
But really, it's the happy thoughts, buddy.
Yes. Then
He
we
has no happy thoughts.
No, he doesn't. And that's going to be his demise. But not before they make Wendy walk the plank and no sound. And I just love that in the animated movie so much. And
Mhm.
so I'm glad they have that in this one. Peter
Yes,
saves
me too.
her, and they're fooling Hook and the pirates with a fake crocodile and clock. They sword fight. Hook does end up flying for a bit, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
But, and then he, like, keeps trying to upset Peter with thoughts of Wendy leaving him, how she's choosing to grow older rather than staying with him. She'll close the windows and there will be another in her place called husband. Whoa.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, and it gets
Whoa.
him. It really gets him.
Yeah.
He loses his will to fly.
And the lighting change.
Yeah. It's
So
so
cool.
cool. Yeah.
Love it. I love that, like, red to blue and like that blue coloring with the hint of red. Oh, it's so cool. And there are other movies that use this, and I was trying to remember them, and of course I can't think of any of them. I'm almost wondering if the movie Drive has the colors. Yes, it
Yeah. Yeah, Drive does kind of have those colors,
has.
but it's more like neon signs, I think, from like where they're at.
Yeah,
But yeah, it kind of comes out of nowhere in this movie and it's so beautiful.
it's so beautiful.
And we see Wendy gets thrown down with him on the
Yes,
ship. I was just showing you a picture of that scene. And it's just, oh, he looks so sad.
he does. But she's clever and she gives him a thimble. That was no thimble. That was her hidden kiss. It's a powerful thing. He smiles, his eyes light up. They're all purple and starry. And the music comes back, the same as when they were flying earlier in London.
Mhm.
He yells, and Hook's pirates get blown away. And then there's one final battle with Hook. But that whole little sequence is just so awesome, exhilarating.
Yeah, it is. When I was rewatching it, I just remembered how much I loved it as a kid. I think I even used to like fast forward just to watch that scene.
Oh, and it's so sweet, so
Yeah, it's just
magical.
sweet and age appropriate, and the reactions to the kiss and everything are just so
Yeah.
cute, and everyone fighting. It's yeah, I just love it. I think it's such a fun scene, such a fun way to sort of end the movie.
Yeah. And fairy tales too, like think of Snow White, the kiss that breaks the curse, that breaks the spell. It's
Yeah,
only
yeah,
Wendy's the
exactly.
prince.
Yes. Yeah, love is a powerful thing. That goes back to Moulin Rouge. We've brought up Moulin Rouge somehow multiple times.
Well, I don't, I'm not complaining.
We'll fight that, yeah.
And this one final battle, Hook was flying, but he loses his happy thoughts. He just doesn't really have anything to hold on to there. The crocodile eats him up. And oh, and what were they shouting? They were like, old, alone, done for.
Yes.
And Wendy, I love her, mirroring back to something Peter said at the very beginning. Oh, the cleverness of you. It's
Yes, I
just a
love
cute,
that.
yeah, it's a cute line. Peter wears Hook's hat and calls for the other fairies to pixie dustify the pirate's ship, and they fly back to London. This also makes me think of the animated movie where it just turns gold. Oh,
Yes. Yeah,
love
so
it.
cool.
This one, it was more like outlines of pixie dust.
Yeah, it was like sparkling, kind of
Yeah,
like became sparkly and
yeah.
lifted off.
Lift it off. And it is kind of a quick ending. They get there. We see Mrs. Darling in her pretty red robe, like Hook's costume, that color red. She's so gorgeous there. And they want to surprise her, the kids. So they sneak into their bed. She doesn't even think they're actually there, right?
Let's break it to her gently, is what Wendy says, I
Oh,
think.
that's cute. Because
Yeah.
kids love surprising their parents and like, putting on a
Yeah.
show, an act. And I like how she like walks out and then she's like, wait a second, no. And then she goes back.
Yes.
They're there. She calls for George. And at first he acts very cold and distant. And because we've just been seeing him as Hook, it's kind of like it hits a little differently seeing him there. And
Yeah.
then yeah, he like shakes John's hand at first, but then he hugs him. So
Yeah. Aw. Yeah. They're so happy that they're back. It's very sweet. And we think like, oh, this is the end. Happily ever after. Great. And you don't even really think about the Lost Boys. And then
yeah.
and they come.
And Millicent, she's also excited to see the kids, but yeah, she's got the Lost Boys there who want to stay, and they brought the jewels, which was a funny moment. They pour out the bag of jewels.
Yes. I love that. And slightly he was kind of behind and now he doesn't have a mother.
Oh, but he gets
That's so sad.
adopted by the aunt.
He does, yeah. He gets to be an only child with Aunt Millicent.
Aw, yes, and I believe Peter's looking in, and was it he or Wendy who say the line instead of to die would be an awfully big adventure, they change it to live would be an awfully big adventure.
Mhm.
Can't remember.
I don't remember which one says it, to be
Yeah,
honest, which is kind of cool, actually.
that is cool. And Wendy, of course, says, will you come back? And he says, to hear stories about me. And he's like, heck yeah.
Yeah.
But in
Oh,
this,
Peter.
I know Peter, but then, in this version, I think they kind of say, like, he doesn't come back, I think.
Yeah. He just creates another little world for himself, I guess.
Yeah. In the book, he does come back a couple more times, a few more times.
That's right.
So I like to think of that a little bit. And what else was I watching? Oh, I watched Return to Neverland, the Disney animated sequel from 2002,
Oh.
where, where which is kind of like Hook, where because in Hook, Captain Hook goes and kidnaps Robin Williams' kids. And Hook also in this movie goes and kidnaps Jane, Wendy's daughter.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I like how this story
Yeah.
was sort of narrated by Wendy, and it's not you don't hear her very often, but she kind of like steers the story a little bit, and then you
Yeah.
realize, oh, she's keeping the story alive for her children.
Yes.
It is a lovely touch. I thought it worked really well.
Yeah. For all children grow up except one.
Oh, Peter.
Oh. Yes, if only. Um, yeah, so there you have it, folks. We've talked in depth about the 2003 movie, and throughout, we kind of talked about, Finding Neverland 2004. I did want to just mention a couple. I mean, that is a killer movie. You cry in that one.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It's a great musical too. I've seen the musical,
Oh,
not on Broadway, but
really?
the National Touring Company, and it
Wow.
also will make you cry. But
Gosh.
it's got some great music. I highly recommend it if you ever get the chance to see it.
Oh, I didn't know about that. Okay, yeah, I need to see that. The movie was from 2004, nominated for 7 Oscars, won the Oscar for music score, and the costume designed by Alexandra Byrne, who has done a lot of period films. I just love picturing Kate Winslet in the costumes. Like she looks heavenly in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she always does, but yeah, she absolutely does. And her and Johnny Depp are an interesting combo too.
It is an interesting combo. Uh, and the kids, I mean, Freddie Highmore.
Oh, right.
Oh,
That's
he's
right.
so good. And Kate Maberly, who we talked about for The Secret
Yes, The Secret
Garden,
Garden. We
she's
brought
in
that
it.
up. I forgot about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So she's Mary Lennox from the 1993 Secret Garden, and she plays Wendy on the stage
Yeah.
in this movie. Also, Kelly MacDonald, the Scottish actress, plays Peter Pan in that, which is fun. Random.
Which brings me to the live or Peter Pan live in which Allison Williams plays Peter Pan. That was like 10 years ago, I think, or
Oh,
so. And that gets brought up every now and then because it was an interesting production.
okay, okay. I like faintly remember this, but I'm gonna have to look this up online because I can't really totally remember it.
Yeah, I don't think I watched it, to be honest, but yeah, super interesting. Also, in one of the Broadway productions of Peter Pan, an actress from our hometown, Sandy Duncan, played Peter Pan, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's like the most well known, I think. At least my mom always grew up saying Sandy Duncan played.
I know, yeah. It's just like our hometown.
So
That's just
funny.
like the only claim to fame. But yeah, I remember hearing about that all the time. And some of her
Yeah.
dance shoes were in our high school library, right?
I don't remember that. I believe you though.
I might be making that up. Maybe it's like the public library. I don't know.
That's
But
cool.
anyways, yeah, another Peter Pan for you.
Yeah, totally. And I know there was a 1924 silent film. I have not seen that. Hook, we were talking about 1991. This one, I have such mixed feelings about it. Like I have the nostalgia from watching it when I was younger
Mhm.
and like knowing that I loved it when I was younger, but I didn't really enjoy it as an adult.
Really? Yeah. I haven't watched it in so long, and I don't really have the desire to. I know a lot of people love it though.
Yeah. I mean, I did love it. So I almost like don't like how I kind of ruined that memory, but young Gwyneth Paltrow was young Wendy.
Oh wow, yeah. Crazy.
Isn't that weird? And then Maggie Smith plays older Wendy. And of course, she was the best part of it, I think, Maggie Smith.
We do love Maggie Smith here. Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, I forgot how stacked that cast is. It's crazy.
It is. And then I just want to talk about the Disney stuff a little longer. And then, so of course, the 1953 movie version is just perfect. Return to Neverland 2002, which I mentioned, not as perfect, but still, if you like the Disney sequels, which we've randomly talked about, you, me, and Sunny, it's fun. It's set during World War II, and Jane is like really practical and she gets taken away to Neverland. So she's very different from her mother, Wendy. The Tinkerbell movies are my favorite. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. I don't remember if I've ever watched them, but I do know what you're talking about.
I highly recommend them. There's six of them. The first movie was in 2008, and you get to see Tinkerbell being born and welcomed into Pixie Hollow, the world of the fairies. And she grapples with the fact that she's born to be a tinker fairy, which means she's like resourceful and good at like finding lost things and putting them together. But
Mhm.
really, she wants to be like the other fairies, like the flower garden fairies, the water fairies, the light fairies. And the cast is stacked. So we have Mae Whitman as Tinkerbell, who is like great voice actress.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's also an Avatar as Katara. Anyways, Kristen Chenoweth as Rosetta, the Garden Fairy.
Oh my gosh.
Raven Simone as Iridessa, the Light Fairy.
Heck yeah.
Lucy Liu as Silver Mist, the Water Fairy, who
Love.
my favorite. America Ferrera as Fawn, the Animal Fairy, which you would probably be an Animal Fairy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And get this, Steph, Angelica Houston as Queen Clarion.
Love it. Oh my gosh. What a crew.
Yes, and Angelica Houston is in all six movies. So the fact that she lends her voice gives this credibility.
Yeah, her voice is incredible. Yeah,
So, yeah.
that's so cool. I wonder if I have watched some of these because I it's sounding familiar, but yeah, that's I love that. I love that you love those. Have you been Tinkerbell before for Halloween?
I was Tinkerbell for Halloween.
Okay. Yes. I
Yes. And Tristan was Peter Pan.
Yes, that's right.
Um, yeah, no, but just sorry, I just have to talk about Tinkerbell a little more. So there, I'm sorry. The I just highly recommend them. They're all on Disney Plus. And my favorite is The Secret of the Wings, where Tinkerbell discovers she has a twin sister fairy in the winter world and they have matching wings.
What?
It's just a beautiful story. And then Tinkerbell and the Legend of the Never Beast was the last one that ever got made in 2014. It has Rosario Dawson's voice in it.
Ooh,
And,
Queen.
right? And Jennifer Goodwin took over as Fawn, and that is a tear-jerking movie. Oh my gosh. It will make you cry, and that was the last one they ever did. And they really should be making more Tinkerbell movies because they're amazing, and I'm going to stop talking about it now. But
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad this entire episode was just a platform for you to talk about the Tinkerbell
I was
movies.
just ready. I was ready. Um, I also in college played a game online called Pixie Hollow, and it was
Yeah, I
just, do you
remember
remember
that.
this?
Yeah, I think I played too because of you.
It was, you got to go in there and like be a fairy and like build your little fairy hut and like do fairy games.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Memories.
I mean, I've been obsessed, but lastly, on the same Disney channel, on the same Disney track, Once Upon a Time, the TV show from that ran from 2011 to 2018. They had the whole Peter Pan storyline, but they really gave most of the screen time to Captain Hook or Captain Killian Hook Jones, played by Colin O'Donoghue, a really awesome, attractive Captain Hook.
Oh, really? Ooh, interesting. Did we see that costume at all?
We might have, because we did see from Once Upon a Time. Yeah, they had the Queen costume in there. I think we
Hmm.
did see the pirate costume from him.
That's why I'm thinking I think we did too, but I just don't know that show, so I wasn't sure. But that's cool. I didn't realize that they touched on Peter Pan.
Yeah, it they made him kind of like a dark, sinister character, and then they really focus more on Captain Hook, but it works. He's a great character in that. You know that they're going to potentially be finally making the live action Tinkerbell. Now, Reese Witherspoon was attached for the longest time. I don't know if she's still going to play Tinkerbell. I don't think so anymore.
Wow. That's crazy.
It's been like talked about for like 15 years or something.
I was not even really aware of this. That's so crazy. Yeah, I wonder if they'll do one. That's what would they do with it? I mean, I guess there's all the animated movies,
Yeah.
so they could probably pull from that. But yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think
don't know.
I just saw it come back up in the news. Like it might be moving forward finally. I don't know how I
Well,
feel about this.
who would be your dream Tinkerbell then?
I don't know. I don't like a lot of the younger actresses nowadays.
What about like Elle Fanning?
No, I think young.
Oh,
You know
okay.
I love Elle. You know I love Elle.
I do. I know you
That's why
do.
you were saying, but I feel like it needs to be like she was Aurora also.
Oh, true. Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, she's Aurora in the Maleficent films. Okay,
That's right.
you know what the new TV show The Forsytes, the
Hmm.
younger actress in that, Millie Gibson,
Oh,
sh
I love her. That's a great choice. I saw her in Doctor Who. That's
right,
what I
Doctor
know her
Who,
from.
yeah, she could pull it off, I think.
Yeah, that's a great choice. I bet it's going to be like Sabrina Carpenter or something.
Well, what's funny is I think people are fan casting some young pop star girl.
Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
yeah, I'll have to get the name and
Maybe
send
like
it to
Zara
you.
Larson or something.
That might have been. Oh, I remember now. Her name is Freya Sky. People really want her to be the live action Tinkerbell online, so we shall see. Anyways, we'll
Well,
see.
stay tuned for Tinkerbell movie news, I guess. Well, we'll let you know. I'm so interested though to see if people love this 2003 Peter Pan as much as we do. I think there's like a cult following for it. I truly believe that in my bones,
Yes.
which is why I wanted to do this. So, yeah, let us know.
Let us know. Yeah. No, I think you might be right, Steph, because people talk to me about the Mary Darling, the Mrs. Darling pink gown a lot. Have come to me in private messages talking about that costume. Um, I think you might be right, but yeah, let us
Okay.
know. This takes us to the end of our podcast episode. We have done a deep dive on the story of Peter Pan with a particular focus on the 2003 live action film version. Of course, we had to mention all the other adaptations and J.M. Barrie's original story. If you would like to suggest we cover another nostalgic movie set in a historical time period, or even one that is more of a fantasy or fairy tale, please let us know on Instagram at Swoon Worthy Podcast or in the comments on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen to podcasts. We are nearing the end of season 6 of Swoon Worthy, and we are already planning season 7, so we would love to hear from you. Steph, thank you for sharing all your insights and personal connections today. It was so fun to talk to you about this quintessential childhood story.
Yes, thank you for having me, and thanks for being willing to rewatch this one and chat about it.
I really loved it. The whole world of Peter Pan came back to me, and I was just in it for the past like week, and I loved it. So thank you.
Oh, that's so great.
Yes. All right. Catch you next time. Bye.